From that chilling Atlanta surveillance footage showing Von's final moments to
Just keep breathing a bit, bro.
Come on.
Just keep breathing, cuz.
Come on, hold on, you can't move on that fast.
the leaked jail tapes that popped up long after he was gone. In this video, we're breaking down 5 haunting clips of King Von that continue to haunt fans years after his death. The surveillance footage from King Von's shooting. First up, we got the most heartbreaking footage in the collection. That black and white security camera video from outside Monaco Hookah Lounge in Atlanta, Georgia, showing the exact moment before King Von caught those fatal bullets on November 6, 2020. This grainy footage, which went stupid viral online, captured the final minutes before Von's light got snuffed out. The whole situation popped off around 3:20 in the morning, when what started as some typical parking lot woofing escalated into something way more serious. The surveillance footage, which multiple media outlets confirmed is 100% authentic, shows King Von dripped in all white approaching another individual outside the spot. With tension already thick between 2 separate crews, you can clearly see Von running up and throwing hands first at another dude, who many speculate was Quando Rondo, though the police never officially confirmed that's who caught Von's fade. What began as a one-on-one quickly turned into an all-out brawl with multiple bodies jumping in from both sides. What makes this footage hit so different is knowing what went down seconds after these frames were captured. While the actual gunplay isn't visible in the widely shared clip, you peep how the crowd suddenly scatters, silent evidence of the shots that started ringing out. According to statements from Atlanta PD, what began as mutual hands escalated into a deadly shootout between rival squads. Timothy Leaks, aka Lul Tim, reportedly part of Quando Rondo's circle, caught a felony murder charge in connection with Von's death afterward. The tragedy claimed more than just Von. Another man named Mark Blackley, 34, also lost his life, with several others, including Von's manager, getting hit in the crossfire. The footage sparked mad debates, especially about the cops' involvement in the situation. 2 off-duty Atlanta officers were working security at the lounge, with another on-duty cop nearby, and all 3 busted their guns during the chaos. Von's manager Track told DJ Academics in an interview that most of the gunfire actually came from 12, describing it as a blanket full of shots. But Atlanta police maintained that Von caught his fatal bullet during the initial exchange between the 2 crews, before police even got involved. What's mad eerie about this footage is how normal everything starts, just another night at the hookah spot, before transforming into the final moments of a rising star's life. Von had just dropped his album Welcome to O-Block a week earlier on October 30th, 2020. The project was buzzing crazy and looked ready to take his career to a whole new level. Instead, this surveillance tape became the epilogue to what could have been. The Georgia Bureau of Investigation looked into the officer's use of force, though that investigation didn't get nearly as much attention as the murder charge against Lul Tim. In a wild plot twist, reports later showed that the murder charge against Timothy Leaks got dismissed in 2023, adding yet another layer of drama to an already controversial case. For Von's day ones, these grainy black and white images represent the beginning of the end, the last time their favorite drill rapper would be seen alive before the Blix started barking just minutes later. King Von's final moments entering the hospital. The second clip might be the most gut-wrenching of the bunch, that short video showing King Von being rushed to the hospital after catching those fatal shots. This footage, which made rounds online after his passing, gives viewers a heartbreaking glimpse into the desperate scramble to save Von's life while the clock was ticking. The video, barely seconds long, captures the chaotic energy as Von's homies rushed him to get medical attention. Unlike the other victims who got transported by ambulance, King Von pulled up to the hospital in a private whip, suggesting his people weren't trying to wait on no EMS when every second counted.
Just keep breathing a bit, bro.
Come on.
Just keep breathing, cuz.
Come on, hold on, you can't move on that fast.
The raw emotion in this brief clip is everything. You hear the panic and desperate hope in Homeboy's voice, begging Von to keep breathing as they pull up to the ER. This sounds like one of Von's day ones, though we can't confirm exactly who's recording.
You got it, my fault.
Yeah.
Man, he's shot. What you mean wrong side? Come on.
Okay.
Come on, please. Come on, all right.
Okay.
Get him a wheelchair.
The frantic pleas hit different, showing the urgency of the situation. You hear someone desperately trying to get the staff's attention, straight up yelling, "Ma'am, he's shot," and repeatedly saying, "Come on, please," showing just how dire things were in that moment. What happened after this quick clip remains largely unknown to the public. According to official reports, King Von was pronounced dead at the hospital, but specific details about his treatment and final moments weren't released to the public. This information gap led to all kinds of speculation and cap. cap, including one wild claim from someone claiming to be King Von's cousin Balo. This unverified story suggested that Von actually survived the first surgery and woke up, only to die from shock after a second procedure. The source even threw in some dramatic details about Von scrapping with nurses and asking where his blick was. However, medical experts and most fans called cap on this entire narrative, and no official medical records ever backed up these wild claims. What makes this hospital footage particularly haunting is how short it is, just a few seconds capturing the moment between life and death for the young hitmaker. Unlike glossy music videos or filtered IG posts, this raw, unfiltered moment shows the human reality behind the rapper persona. It shows Von not as a drill star or Chicago legend, but simply as a young man fighting for his life while his homies panic. The aftermath of Von's death got even messier when unauthorized autopsy pics leaked online, prompting King Von's family to go off about the violation of privacy. This disrespect added another layer of pain for those mourning his loss and raises serious questions about the ethics of sharing such sensitive content just for clout. About 2 weeks after Von got taken out, his family dropped an official statement, though it focused mainly on their grief and Von's legacy, rather than spilling details about his final moments. The statement reflected on losing a devoted father, a deeply loyal friend, and a man who took care of his people before himself, emphasizing how much he meant to them rather than discussing how he died. Footage of King Von beating up 051, Freaky in prison. In July 2023, nearly 3 years after Von was laid to rest, a wild video hit the internet and immediately went viral. The footage, dating back to 2017, shows King Von putting the beats on another inmate identified as 051 Freaky while both were locked up. This leak, coming years after both the incident and Von's death, had everyone talking about prison politics, privacy issues, and the ethics of posting such content posthumously. The video first popped up on an Instagram account called Chicago's Rarest on July 19, 2023, and quickly got picked up by all the major hip-hop news outlets, including Vlad TV and Hip Hop DX. The timing is mad suspicious, as it dropped right after King Von's posthumous album Grandson released on July 14, 2023, making some people question if there was some strategic reason behind the leak. The footage shows Von facing off with 051 Freaky, whose government name hasn't been widely reported. According to the streets and discussions on Reddit and Twitter, what makes this footage particularly grimy is the lopsided nature of the fade. The video reportedly shows King Von, who managed to slip his cuffs with an assist from another inmate, straight murking 051 Freaky, who remained cuffed up and couldn't properly defend himself. The alleged reason behind this beatdown adds another layer to the story. According to multiple sources, including reports from Hot New Hip Hop, the whole situation popped off because 051 Freaky had a tattoo that read F*CT Lay Capone, direct disrespect to Lay Capone, a Chicago rapper affiliated with OTF who got killed in 2013. LA was a close homie to both Von and Lil Durk, making this ink personal for Von.
How you doing? You good?
Yes, the driver that you that attacked him right now.
Okay, get him, take him down there then.
This clip shows the aftermath, with corrections officers discussing how to handle the situation. The mention of the two that attacked him backs up accounts that Von had some help from another inmate.
See your wrist? You could even see that he was cuffed, correct? Because you can see the marks from the cuffs on his arm. How'd you get out of your cuffs? How'd you get out of your cuffs? How'd you get out of your cuffs?
Thought I was still on it.
In this part, an officer examines Von's wrists, noticing marks from handcuffs and questioning how he broke free. Von's response, claiming he thought he was still cuffed, is cap according to visual evidence and other accounts, suggesting he deliberately slipped his restraints to get at 051 Freaky.
You thought you were still in him? Are you double jointed? I'm just asking. I'm not gonna put a case on you or nothing. I just want to know, man.
No, I just got on. I'm not swinging. Keep my hand, little.
This exchange is telling AF, with Von basically admitting he slipped out of his cuffs on purpose, describing his technique of sweeping his hand to get loose. The officer asking if he's double jointed and promising not to put a case on Von suggests he's trying to understand the mechanics without necessarily adding charges. The incident offers a raw look at the complex dynamics of prison life, especially for high-profile inmates from Chicago's drill scene. For many fans, this footage reinforced King Von's reputation as an authentic stepper who respected and enforced street codes even while locked locked up. For others, it raised concerns about prison security, inmate safety, and how street beef continues behind bars. The timing of the leak, years after Von was gone, and right when his posthumous album dropped, had people questioning the ethics. Some fans and media types wondered if releasing videos of deceased artists in compromising situations was exploitative. Others argued that these glimpses into Von's real life, however unflattering, provide important context for understanding both the man and the rapper. In a phone call that later made its way to YouTube, 051 Freaky allegedly addressed the incident, acknowledging King Von as a real one while sharing his side of the confrontation and explaining the tattoo that triggered it. This adds yet another perspective to an already layered story, showing how even violent conflicts can be viewed differently by those directly involved. King Von claiming to be gay for protective custody. In another wild leaked video from July 2023, footage surfaced showing King Von telling the Boys in Blue he was gay to secure protective custody during a 2017 jail stint. This clip, which hit the internet on July 18, 2023, just one day before the 051 Freaky Fight video, was first posted by the Instagram account at Chirac_Rares and later shared everywhere, including by DJ Academics on X. The body cam footage from November 2017 catches King Von talking to jail officers, making claims about his sexuality that many close to him later described as nothing but game to finesse better conditions while locked up.
Them my pictures?
What's Ackerman doing?
Bro, could you please get my picture from that man?
Where's the plumber at? In there?
It's the only deck I've been on that's got a problem, like, they supposed to be a Christian deck, but they got a problem with gay people.
In this opening segment, Von appears to be setting the stage, specifically mentioning that certain inmates got a problem with gay people. The conversation seems all over the place, but he's clearly laying groundwork for what comes next.
So because of your sexual orientation, you're requesting protective custody, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
I get along with, the straight people and
This part is key, as it shows an officer straight up asking Von if he's requesting protective custody because of his sexual orientation, to which Von answers yes. Then he adds that contradictory line about getting along with the straight people in there.
they got a problem with me. I don't never start no. Okay.
Von keeps the charade going, pushing the narrative that others are the problem, not him, a classic move when trying to secure protection in jail.
I'm not mad at you.
Got my picture. Bye, little Josh. I'ma f you too.
What's going on?
This is what I'm talking about.
Oh, handcuff him and get his ID so we can take him downstairs to start the PC process.
In this section, Von's acting gets extra, blowing a kiss and making explicit comments to another inmate, moves that many interpreted as Von hamming it up to sell his story. The officer's response shows the protective custody process is being initiated based on Von's performance. The video caused hella controversy when it surfaced, coming years after King Von's passing. Many fans felt uncomfortable with the footage being released posthumously, while others debated whether Von was actually gay or just using jail politics to improve his situation. Lil Reese addressed the video in an interview with Cam Capone News, stating straight up that King Von was playing and using the claim to get moved to a different cell block. Reese explained, "That's what you got to do sometimes," suggesting this was a known jail tactic among street dudes. Other homies, including No Limit Cairo, backed this interpretation, saying Von was just trolling to secure a transfer. THF Zoo added more context, posting a longer clip showing an officer saying that King Von just wanted to move across the hall, and commenting, "Von never landed in the PC the whole stay and I witnessed it."
Yeah, I got you. I'll get him to you.
Are we just leaving the other guy here for right now?
Yeah. He doesn't want anything. He just wants to move across the hall.
Oh.
I asked him if he wanted a PC. He don't want it. He just wants to move across the hall. So.
This additional context from the extended video supports what Von's homies said, that his request wasn't really about protective custody, but just about finessing a simple cell transfer. This matches what people who actually knew Von said about the situation. The timing of this video dropping right when King Von's posthumous album, Grandson, released, and alongside other jail footage had people questioning motives and ethics. Some viewed it as potentially exploitative, while others saw it as showing how strategic Von was even while locked up. For many in the culture, the video highlighted the the reality that survival in jail sometimes requires you to play chess, not checkers, using the system's own rules against it to improve your situation. Rather than hurting Von's street cred, many fans saw the footage as further proof of his ability to adapt and survive in any environment. King Von being maced in a jail fight. Our final clip takes us back to King Von's bid in Cook County, showing the aftermath of a 2016 altercation where he got maced by COs breaking up a fight. Like the other jail videos, this footage surfaced in July 2023, years after both the incident and Von's death, leaked by the Instagram account Chicago's.rarest. The video shows King Von after a physical altercation with another inmate, getting interviewed by a sergeant as part of standard procedure for documenting inmate injuries. The footage gives us a glimpse into how Von moved through the jail system and handled questioning from the authorities.
Damn, I ain't even recording.
You was pumped. I'm not doing it again.
Sergeant Williamson, October 16, 1733.
It's your third time recording me, Miss Williams.
The clip starts with the officer seemingly annoyed about recording issues, while establishing the date and noting this is the third time recording Von, suggesting they've been having technical difficulties with the interview.
State your name and ID number.
King Von, South.
What's your ID number?
DAY.
Here Von identifies himself, though not providing his full ID number right away, instead starting to spell his government name.
All right, I quit. What you fucking up like that?
What's your ID number?
2014, 0608, 061. They know you be threatening people.
Tell me what happened on 3B.
After some resistance, Von finally gives up his full jail ID, and the officer asks him to explain what happened in the location called 3B.
He got me out my cell.
That's it?
He made me pack my stuff. And you punched me when I was walking out.
In his response, Von flips the script completely from what actually went down according to other sources. Instead of admitting he was in a fight that required COs to use mace, he claims an officer punched him while being moved from his cell, possibly trying to file a complaint against staff or just avoiding self-incrimination. According to reporting from XXL Magazine, the full version of this incident actually shows King Von and another inmate getting into it with someone else, which COs broke up using mace. Von's claim in the interview that a CO put hands on him contradicts this account and shows his strategic approach to the interview. What's fascinating about this footage is Von's demeanor, cool and calculated despite having just been in a physical altercation and maced. His responses are minimal and strategic, providing little information while trying to flip the script on staff. Additional reporting indicates that in a longer version of the interview, Von complained about not getting medical attention after being maced, stating, "I talked to the counselor, but I didn't get no medical attention." This detail adds context to his experience and suggests potential issues with medical care in the facility. The release of this footage in July 2023, alongside other jail videos of King Von, had people talking about privacy, ethics, and the potential exploitation of his image after death. Many questioned how these videos were obtained, with speculation about Freedom of Information Act, a FOIA, requests being used to access the footage. A Rolling Stone article from August 2023 examined the broader trend of leaking jail footage of rappers, raising questions about who benefits from these leaks. For fans and those studying King Von's life, this video offers insight into how he moved through the system, showing his ability to stay composed under pressure and his approach to dealing with authorities. Rather than being transparent, Von appears calculated in his responses, a survival tactic in institutions where anything said can and will be used against you. The jail footage, controversial as it may be in its posthumous release, provides context for understanding Von's experiences before fame, showing his strategic navigation of incarceration, his enforcement of street codes, and his ability to adapt to challenging environments. These glimpses into his pre-fame life help explain the authenticity that made his music hit so hard. King Von's story is one of extraordinary talent emerging from the trenches, only to be cut short just as it was reaching new heights. His album, Welcome to O-Block, dropped just a week before his death, stands as a testament to what could have been, a career on the rise that never reached its full potential. As fans continue to bump his posthumous releases and consume these viral video moments, it's worth considering the ethics of how we remember those who've passed. Do these clips honor Von's legacy by showing his unfiltered reality, or do they exploit moments never meant for public consumption? The answer probably lies somewhere in the middle, acknowledging their documentary value while questioning who profits from their release. What remains undeniable is King Von's impact on drill music and his gift for captivating listeners with vivid storytelling straight from his lived experiences. These 5 videos, however uncomfortable or controversial, have become part of his legacy, fragments of a life lived intensely intensely and ended too soon, preserved digitally for fans to reflect on long after he's gone. In remembering King Von through these clips, we're reminded not just of his talent and the circumstances of his death, but of the complex human being behind the stage name. A young man from Chicago's O Block who transformed his experiences into art that continues to resonate, even as these haunting videos preserve moments he probably never expected the world to see. If you enjoyed this video, click on one of the cards on your screen to see more videos like this.